So that's not 2017. 2017 was very simple. Spot trading. It's like you buy on Kraken. You might start seeing it into Kraken or Coinbase, and then if you were to buy some like altcoins, you would, withdraw your Bitcoins, and then you'd buy altcoins with your Bitcoins. And even that's changed because now that's all done on Ethereum and some of these newer protocols, and that's all done by smart contracts. So all that volume's gone. Just the whole behavior is different, and maybe the altcoins are pumping in a bull market like they always do, but that's quite different. And the stuff that is reaching the top 10 is now, legitimately got network effects and people building actually useful things with it. Yeah, it's completely different. Whereas 2017 is full of, that was like the dot-com bubble, pie in the sky ideas. People were raising money off photocopied white papers, so yeah, it's a different era right now, and it's like, well, this is our mainstream year where we're across the chasm in the Western world. What is it? Is it 13.5% of the population getting exposure? That's the chasm, and I think the surveys show that in the States, at least, it's well and truly crossed that. And so now we're in the mainstream. You got politicians talking it down, and was it Hillary Clinton saying it might, disrupt the US dollar as a reserve asset? So even the politicians are bullish on it. So it's a very different year from 2017. 2017 was like geological age past, this cycle is the full Monty of welcome to, I don't know, the world. Bitcoin meets traditional macro. I've learned massive from these kind of traditional macro guys, Raoul Powell, Preston Push, Plan B. They all bring like a lot of the Wall Street games and the institutional side of thinking to it, and so I myself have learned heaps, right? And it's been a real education this year. So yeah, and also the on-chain stuff's gotten almost getting out there into the mainstream. It just had exposure on CNBC like today or yesterday. And yeah, so that's sort of making waves as well. So, I just see it as consolidation, right? I said that in the newsletter. We're going to consolidate. I said that last dip as well as consolidate. It did. Like, consolidation means it comes down, it tests, and then it moves up without crashing. And we're really, like, as it's consolidating, demand's increasing. The hodlers are buying. The speculative guys are actually they're holding strong for their swing trade, while the hodlers are buying more. So there's not a lot of selling. If anything, we're just waiting for the derivative guys that are just in it for the short futures contract to give up on their long position and then get out of that trade. And then once they're all out, then the price can move up. And we're getting quite close. Like the derivatives data I'm looking at is we're probably within a few days away from the next leg moving up. Just need to see the trend continue, but we're very close to that consolidation bottom. Undoubtedly, a lot of demand, a lot of coins being scooped off exchanges. It's also a weird time of the year, like tax season upon us, and people are starting to sell down to pay taxes. Also hedge funds, end of year, they don't really want to do stuff. A lot of traders want to plan for their Christmas holidays. So the fireworks looks like it's really geared to the start of next year. So I feel like we're going to be in this consolidation most of December. I'd be very surprised if we do the Plan B $34,000 green candle in 1 month. I feel like it's going to fizzle sideways, and then January we start to pick up pace again. I feel like we're again, a couple of days out, maybe even sooner. But days out from finding our consolidation bottom and a good move up. It might have started already, but on-chain's always been bullish. It's been like, we're buying. And the guys that can dump their speculative swing trade are not dumping. So it's all good, nothing to be worried about. And that's key, right? To know that this thing ain't gonna like cave. There's nothing in the on-chain structure that's saying the guys that never sell and suddenly selling, like we saw in May. It was like, whoa, sea change. These guys that have been buying are now dumping. The interesting thing we're seeing is that apps are jumping, right? They're like deciding, no, I'm not going to build on Ethereum, I'm going to build on Solana. And they don't take this lightly because there's billions at stake for them and they need network effects on the other platform before they want to jump. That's the hardest bit, but this whole experiment has shown that Ethereum, being a compute platform, is like what we've seen in dev technology, where you have all of these technology platforms and people will jump. And Twitter was built on Ruby on Rails, this language that was popular at its time, and now it's not. It's jumped to platforms, but it's still Twitter, and the app's still there, and the users still use it, but we don't really give a shit what underlying compute is underneath it. And I think that's happening, and it shows that competition is wide open for that sort of compute layer for smart contracts. Computing the finance engine is wide open. Ethereum's both monetary and compute, and any one of these networks that wins a lot of adoption will then become like somewhat monetary whilst they're in that hybrid mode, and that balance will need to be struck. So I think that it's hard. They'll get through it. They're in the middle of forging the monetary side of it, which they really decided they'd go down with the Ethereum Improvement Protocol 1559. That was it's like, we're going to make this monetary, we're going to make scarcity a thing, and it's going to be the detriment temporarily to our compute side.
Do you want to know one thing about crypto? I made over 3,000% in profit in a few weeks. Fact is, the traditional financial system, the traditional money system makes you poor, not rich. If you want to earn $500,000, $1 million, you have to wait until you're 50, 60, 70 in the traditional financial system, and you probably will still be broke. And you will be old. This is not a sexy combination, as you can imagine. But the question is, how can you start in crypto and make these profits? Where to invest? Where to start? My name is Gunnar and I'm from Germany, as you can hear, and things are a little bit different in Germany. More about that later on. Fact is, there are lots of different cryptocurrencies. It's a gigantic universe where beginners and professionals get easily lost. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. There are 7 key steps you need to follow to become successful in this market. You have to know them, and if you fail one of them, it's literally impossible to succeed in this market. Just an example, one of the key points is your exchange, and one of the biggest are, for example, Binance and Coinbase. These are trusted and well-established exchanges, but, and this is a big but, you won't find the super profitable coins on those exchanges. The unknown super profitable coins that get gigantic profits are not traded on those kind of exchanges. They are traded on much smaller insider platforms that are barely known. And I can tell you what those super secret exchanges are and why they are so profitable. And another super important thing are the right information sources. The point is, the internet is gigantic. There are hundreds and hundreds of YouTube channels, blogs, pages, and much more. And there are also market makers and influencers. For example, Elon Musk, he is not a crypto guy, but the moment he recommended Dogecoin, it went through the roof, to the moon, so to say. But why did he recommend it? Where did he hear it from? He didn't hear it from newspapers. And believe me, he is listening to someone. But you have to know who, and you have to react before he is reacting. This is really, really important. And these are only 2 of the 7 steps you have to follow in order to be successful in crypto. And if you want to know all of these steps in much more detail, and if you want to have a comprehensive checklist, here's what you should do. There is a link below this video. Click on this link and you will get the opportunity to subscribe to my channel. Click on the link and you will see a video where I explain the next steps. So see you soon. Click on the link now. I'll see you there.